would be interesting to hear how people have assisted you, how people have lended their helping hand in your life. And when you look back today, you realize that, damn, yes, I achieved this, but if it was not because of that one and that one and that one and that one, probably my life would have been even more difficult. Probably I would not be where I am, because this one helped me while I was struggling. This one helped me, this one gave me this idea, or they gave me this contact, and it changed my life. Maybe you have such stories. I don't know. I just shared mine. Can we talk about the people that we meet in life who become angels, who become the help that we need in times of trouble? Can we talk about those people who lend a shoulder to cry on, even when we don't ask? But even when we do ask, they come through for us in ways that we could have least expect. I'm faced with a situation where I'm sitting and I'm reflecting. If you have listened to my videos, if you've indulged on the things that I share on my videos on this YouTube channel, you will hear that I always talk about reflecting. I always talk about reflecting because when you reflect, you get to realize, you actually get to see the road. You actually get to see the journey that you've made, that you've traversed, the challenges that you've gone through, how you were able to overcome those challenges. You can only do that by reflecting, and reflecting is looking back on the journey that you've undertaken, looking back on the actions that you've taken, looking back on your life, on the journey. So I usually reflect. I usually sit back and reflect on what I've been through, how I've overcome difficulties that I was faced with in life. And so, because now I've achieved this, I've achieved my NQF 8 level, which is an honors degree. I've shared about this previously in previous videos, and I'm excited about it, but I get filled with so much emotion. I get filled with so much, I don't know. I'm like, yes, I got here. I got where I am in my life. Something that I've never shared is that I got a job. I got a new job in December. It's a promotion. It's in a different organization. It's a manager job. This is the first time that I've ever been a manager, and this is the first time that I've ever had subordinates, people who report to me. So I'm going through a lot. I'm going through a lot in terms of having to, to acknowledge where I am, to celebrate what is happening in my life. It's not just about me graduating for the second time, me achieving these 2 qualifications both in my 30s, becoming a manager. It's everything is just so serious. It's I'm supposed to jump up and down and celebrate, and make noise about it. I've been saying that I was saying that this time around, but people will hear ka nna, but what I utlwa ka nna, especially on social media, in terms of my celebration of actually my graduation, my second graduation. But instead, I find myself emotional. I find myself filled with this deep sense of gratitude, but not that of jumping up and down, and screaming from the top or bottom of my voice or whatever. But I'm like, I think back to moments in my life. I think back to the journey. In the previous video, I said I cannot comprehend how I got here. But I think now when I'm sitting back, where I'm reflecting, now that I've received the letter of completion, and the date of graduation has also been announced. Now I have to start planning and all of that, and I look at myself where I am also at work, the kind of things that I'm doing, the places that I'm going, the people that I'm meeting. And even this week is just, I'm faced with that quiet sense of gratitude. It's overwhelming. It's quiet, but it's overwhelming. I just want to talk about people. We underestimate what other people can do for us. When people are doing something for you, at that moment, we underestimate what it means. And I'm reminded of a number of people in my journey who opened their arms to me without asking me for anything. Some people didn't know me at all. They heard from a third party, and they just made a difference, a huge difference in my life. I said the last time that sometimes you just need a place to sleep, and that example was absolutely relevant for me. That example was absolutely relevant for me in two instances. The first instance was that my very first job, when I went to the interview, I was in Ramatlabama at that time when I was told that I need to come for an interview. And then it meant that I need to find a place to sleep on the site in Gauteng because the interview was in Pretoria. And so I was thinking, okay, where am I going to sleep and all of that. And my aunt, my late aunt, my dad's older sister, had a friend and you know what? I have a lot of relatives, but at the time they were nowhere near my mind. But my aunt had a friend, and we had because every time when it was holidays, and I would visit my aunt, and he would visit her friend, So I remembered her friend. Her friend obviously has got children, and then I thought, okay, maybe I can go and sleep there, wake up in the morning, catch a taxi to Pretoria, go for the interview. And indeed, that's what happened. They accepted me with open arms. They gave me a bed to sleep, water to bath in the morning. One of the sons gave me a lift to Randburg. I caught a taxi from Randburg to Pretoria to the interview. I was saying to somebody that my mind has actually locked itself to what happened between Randburg and up until I got to the place where I was going for the interview. I cannot remember. I've been trying to remind myself how I actually, how everything happened. But I know I caught a taxi to Pretoria, and I caught a taxi from town, from Pretoria Central to Ferret Lane. I still remember very well. But I don't remember the journey. I don't remember that journey. I remember that I was in Randburg. He dropped me off. He showed me where the taxis are. I got into the taxi. And then my next memory is when I was inside the building where I was going for the interview. I don't remember the journey. It's interesting. I don't know why I don't remember that. And I've been trying so hard to remember what happened, but I don't remember the journey, honestly. And I so appreciate that. I so appreciate that they opened their arms to me. They, not only allowed me to sleep there, he ferried me to run back out of his way, but it was the easier way to do it. Unlike having to wake up from Ramatlabama, I would never have made the time for the interview. The second time when people opened their arms for me, when I didn't even have anything, when I didn't even have money to give them, was when I left home. After I got the job now, I had to move to Pretoria. And I sat and I thought, where am I gonna stay? And at the time, no money, zero. Like literally, I don't have money at all. My parents don't have money to give me for rent or whatever. And so I had to figure out, where am I going? So I had an ex in Rustenburg. I have an ex in Rustenburg, if he's still alive. And I remember that, okay, I know this guy. I mean, I called him, I think. Yes, we didn't do texts so much that time. We were calling each other. It was before the WhatsApps, I called him and I said, I've got a situation. I got a job in Pretoria. I need a place to stay. I need a place to stay until I can sort myself out, But this is my situation. I'm broke. I literally don't have anything. So wherever I'm going, the people must allow me to stay with them until I can pay them rent. He said, okay, I'll come back to you. And then he did come back. Not even 30 minutes. He came back to me, called and said, I've got my niece. My niece are in Pretoria. They're living in a flat. I just spoke to them. They agreed you can stay with them. Just like that. Guys, can I tell you that I left home with a bag of clothes? The only money that I had, I actually didn't even have money to go to work. The only money that I had with me was money for the taxi from Mafikeng to Pretoria. Bag of clothes. I got here. One of the nieces came, fetched me with her boyfriend, and then I stayed with them for the month. How I will manage to have money for transport and for food is that I managed to speak to one of my aunts and said, please, can you help me with this amount of money? Just, I need to survive until I get paid. Then these ones, they allowed me to stay with them. So when I got paid, I paid them double their rent. And then I paid back, I think I paid back, I hope I paid back my aunt. These are people who took me in. They didn't know me. They took their uncle's word and stayed with me, and we became so close. We even at a later stage we decided, because it was a loft, we decided to move to a bigger bedroom where there's 2 bedrooms, and then we lived comfortably for a long time. But I'm just appreciating the people that have made an impact, because I don't know, Jorge, if these people had refused to assist me, what could have happened, whether I would have been able to come to Pretoria, whether if I had asked other people, they would have agreed or not. But these ones, they agreed, and they actually assisted me without me paying them a cent. Without paying a cent. And at the time I didn't have a cent to give. I didn't have money for rent. I didn't have money for, to say I'm using your water, your electricity. I stayed for free for about a month before I actually earned my first income, and then I paid them. So when we are living in life, here's when we are struggling, when we are out of ideas, when we are broke and opportunities come, I think we need to believe in the power of people assisting us. That is why I once said, I will help. I volunteered to help some kids at home to register at universities, and obviously later apply for NSFAS and all of that, because I know what it is. I know what it means for people to help you when you are helpless. When there is no light at the end of the tunnel, I know what it means. I've been there. People have stretched their hands to help me. I'm not where I am solely because of my own efforts or what. I that's why I said the open doors. I don't know why those specific people who assisted me, because there are situations where people were very horrible to me, where people wanted to be stumbling blocks and close doors for me, some people who believe that I don't deserve certain things, but I don't know why these people I'm just making example with these two, but there's a whole lot more other people who have lended a helping hand to me without knowing me, with me having nothing. I suppose the ones who gave me accommodation for me to the interview, they did it because of the love that my aunt had for them, the kindness that my aunt had showed them. Then they extended that to me, and that says something else also about treating people well, about being nice to people, about caring for people, and it flows to generations after you. It flows to your children. It flows to your relatives. Instead of being mean, you must be nice, man. You must be a good person so that people can reciprocate that love that they received from you. And it may not be you who receive it, but the people that you love, the people in your life will receive that love, because people have seen it from you, people have experienced it from you. So when your loved one needs a favor, it's easy for them to do that, because they know that you will never hesitate to help them. It's a long story. This video that I'm sharing, but I'm sharing because it's my reflection that I didn't get here all on my own. It's not by my efforts only. There are people who helped me, and I'm sharing this because this honors, I would not have been able to get it. I paid for my degree up until the last year. Then I got my employer paid for my last year. But the first 3 years that I was struggling with this degree, I paid. And it's because of the door that was opened. The first job opened the door for the second job. The second job, it just did miracles. And I don't know. I cannot even say anything further. It changed my life. It changed my family's life, because yes, there's a lot that we experienced through that job. But it didn't start there. It started there with these stories that I'm telling you now, with these people opening their doors, they are literally their houses for me to enter, and so that I can fulfill my dreams, so that I can fulfill my goals. And all I'm saying is that no man is an island. No man is an island. We are all in this world for each other. We are here to help each other. We are here to give each other ideas and assistance where we can. It's not always about money, but it could be about space. It could be about giving me that space so that I can be able to flourish and actually reach my goals. So I thought, let me just talk about that. I don't know what you've been through. I don't know who you've met in life, but it would be interesting to hear how people have assisted you, how people have lended their helping hand in your life. And when you look back today, you realize that, damn, yes, I achieved this, but if it was not because of that one and that one and that one and that one, probably my life would have been even more difficult. Probably I would not be where I am, because this one helped me while I was struggling. This one helped me, this one gave me this idea, or they gave me this contact, and it changed my life. Maybe you have such stories. I don't know. I just shared mine. I hope it makes you think. I hope it makes you think about how you treat people. I hope it makes you appreciate more the people that are in your life that are willing to assist you in any way. That's why I always say it's not only about money. It's about a whole lot of things. It's about whether a person can sit with you and listen to you going on and on and on about your problems, and sometimes not even give you solutions, but just the fact that they listen to you, you release, you become free, you become light, you are able to have energy to push towards the things that you want to achieve. It could just take that. Unlike Dumelo, who will come and motivate you and say, maybe you must do it like this, maybe if you approach it like this. It could be anything. Any way a person can give a lending hand or an ear, or walk with you, or sit with you in silence, or keep your secrets, in any way. Appreciate people and be the same, because we want people to be to us what we are unable to be to them. We want people to open their arms for us, but we're not able to open our arms to other people. We must be what we expect other people to be to us. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, if you're still here, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share and like. See you on the next video.